Initiate phase 1. Power up the base cannon. Fire.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to our first E3 podcast of the EA conference.
Of the EA conference. Hey guys, we're doing our E3 special. We're our very first one, and hopefully not our last. As we all know, it kicked off today with the EA press conference. No one cared about the Sony one, Square Enix one.
What did they announce at the Square Enix?
Nothing. Nothing.
They didn't show nothing up?
Nope. Nothing new.
All right, so
EA happened, and it was overwhelmingly disappointing for most fans, I think.
Not for most fans, but for everybody.
Yeah,
nothing
unless you're
happened.
really into FIFA, meaning the UK. So, Brendan, my friend,
You want to do a rundown of it?
Yeah, let's start with the beginning.
So what
was the first thing that's happened?
We got a little fucking montage or something that we're like, oh, we're EA and we want you to play everywhere.
EA Sports.
So the first game I think to be shown off was Titanfall. Titanfall 2. I enjoyed the first one a lot.
Yeah.
I really loved the Titanfall multiplayer. And the funny thing is that I got into the game like possibly a year and a half later, or a year later. So I got it on a sale for $10. Because I felt like that's how much it was worth because there was no single player. But I have to say, at the time, if I could go back, I'd probably, the most I paid for it is $40. I love the multiplayer. I love the mechs. And, it's a fun game. But after a while, there's but so much you can do.
Yeah, it gets a little old. Overwatch is fun.
So anyway, they showed off 2. They showed off the multiplayer in 2. And they showed a trailer, which was awesome. New mechs, new powers for the mechs. You can now fight in the air, which I love. Which I can't wait to grapple hook into everything. But most interestingly enough, they showed off a trailer for campaign.
Yeah, single player campaign that's coming back. They show some like little alien creatures, so we're gonna get a little more in depth as to the world of Titanfall.
I was joking around that it's gonna be my Iron Giant Iron Giant,
the boy and his robot.
Yeah, essentially.
So why did you choose this? No, who gave you this pilot?
We had no other choice.
So moving on. So we got next. Interestingly enough, there were 2 conferences going on. There was one in California going on in Los Angeles and one in England.
In Los Angeles.
In England.
England.
But brought to you by one Peter Moore, Mr. Fable Tattoo himself.
Yep, Mr. Look at my tattoos of Halo and Fable.
Mr. Dreamcast himself.
So
we're going to go skinny dipping.
So we have Peter Moore, right? And Peter Moore is I like to call him the Doombringer because every time you see him at an E3 conference, you're like, oh man, we're gonna hear about FIFA and Madden.
You think it's gonna be good, but it's not.
And what happened this time? Yep, Madden and FIFA were the highlights of the UK side of things.
Which was crazy. That really blew my mind. That Madden, like all those Madden players flown out to England. Wow, because that was the part I tell you when I was on the train.
Yeah.
And it was going in and out for me, but that's so dumb.
Isn't it?
It's so
really
dumb.
stupid.
And they were like, oh, we're going to have a Madden tournament, blah, 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 Madden 17, the Denver Bronco cover, whatever.
You know what? We'll get into this, or I'll get into this when we get into the Bethesda stuff, but I'm getting really fucking tired of the, like, this is the onstage stuff, the presence of what we're doing, like the fucking...
Adam, whatever his name was, Adam, like something, but it was...
Dude, the fucking, like...
You're gonna
this
go
is
on
my
the
dream. You want to get on the pitch. You want to be at Wembley. It's like, dude, shut the...
You want to be like Wayne Rooney, Messi.
It's like...
Neymar.
You know what it reminds me of?
Like
the most...
care, man.
My most cringy moment from E3 was when they had that Connect Animal thing.
The Connectimals.
And they had that little girl who was like, come on. I was like, oh boy.
She was a kid. She didn't know.
No. It's not a matter that it was a kid. It's just like they're making us sit through this. Damn.
I wonder. They know it's weird because especially with that EA conference, and it's a problem with that a lot of people do, is that they go, this is for the hardcore fans, and then they show bullshit like that where it's like, your hardcore fans understand that you don't really need all this fake acting. You don't need this. Oh, you guys are about to watch me go on my journey. Actually, you're coming with me. And I was like,
nobody in the crowd.
Somebody?
Nobody in the crowd's like, oh my god, we're going with them.
Anyway, so we're gonna move past that, and next up, out of nowhere, Mass Effect is showing off. Mass Effect
Mass
and
Effect and
Andromeda.
Andromeda.
You
Well,
talking
here's
about
the thing, man. Like EA very much hyped up everything they were gonna show as if they were gonna show some groundbreaking stuff. And Andromeda was literally just this kind of video with voiceover work, and
which will be the theme of the show.
Yeah,
to find out.
Yeah,
and until Brendan goes on his soapbox.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm excited about most of the games that they showed off. I'm excited about Titanfall. I'm excited about Mass
Hell
Effect.
fucking yeah.
But it's like, why they didn't show anything that was gonna like pique my interest enough. You know what I mean? Like, it's just. There's no gameplay. There's no cinematic. There's just, look, this is what we're working on right now. We promise. And, man, I don't know, dude. Like, it's not going to make me not buy the game. But in terms of, like, a press conference to get the fans excited, the consumers press conference to get the consumers excited, they work. Excuse me.
Hey.
And you're coming with me.
Anyway, so what you want to talk more about Mass Effect?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to say that no, I'm done.
Really?
I'm gonna give it this. No, I'm gonna give it the same treatment EA did.
Okay, well, I've never played Mass Effect.
What?
So there's a lot of games I haven't played.
So Mass Effect 1, amazing game. Mass Effect 2, okay. Mass Effect 3, really good. And setting up the ending for Mass Effect 3 is weird, but setting up Andromeda is a cool idea, and it looks like it's gonna be more. You go from planet to planet, kind of free roaming and exploring and building these colonies and setups for the humans, and who knows how it's gonna. They want to recapture the spirit of 1, which is ambitious because 1 was really good and it got a little muddied in 2 and 3. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, it's not like we heard anything new, really.
Next up on stage, everybody's favorite. They introduced the EA Originals platform where they said, where they touted their original IPs like Unraveled and everything, which didn't really sound well.
They said one thing that I always thought that I thought was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying how we have all these different developers from around the world working with EA. And they're developing these games, and we're giving them the opportunity to give these games to the world. And then he said something, and he made a pause that it made me laugh because he goes, because we will be taking all of that money and giving it to the developers. And I was like, oh, yeah, you love that money. Anyway, but yeah, they showed Fe.
Which looks like a little fun platformer, which... I don't think is $60. I don't think
probably not a $60 title. I mean, it's probably going to be a digital only release. It looks interesting, but the problem with a lot of these like indie games is that they're good and they're mostly hit or miss.
It seemed out of place in EA.
Yeah,
conference.
It didn't fit. It didn't work out. They didn't touch on it enough. I don't think.
With Microsoft and Sony's conferences, when they have like that 10-15 minutes devoted to the indie games, they'll give you like 10 titles, and then about 6 out of those 10 you're like, oh, I actually want to play.
Yeah,
and
look interesting
and
enough.
they're $10 a piece, $10, so you're fine. Just to double back a little bit, they announced, and they actually did announce an interesting initiative with the EA.
The donation thing.
The donation thing, which I think is called EA Play something. No, it's kind of cool though. Like, if you get this amount of things in this thing, you get.
Yeah, if you participate within the EA gives or whatever, you get actual rewards, and then EA donates $1 million. But like,
which is it's nice. It's a nice gesture. But
let's
give him some credit before we tear when you ask.
It is, man. But like, come on, man.
Minutes.
Just fucking like, if you're gonna donate to something, just fucking donate. I don't understand. Anyway, whatever. Continue.
Well, no, because I know what they're going at, what they're getting at, and this is basic charity 101. Is you want your fans to feel like they're contributing to it. So it's like if you play this, it's just like Extra Life, where it's like, all these like Rooster Teeth and everybody else. It's like we're gonna stream for 24 hours, and you can donate to the thing, and we'll send that money to them, so on and so forth.
Oh.
However, next up was Jade Raymond. And oh god, Jade Raymond. She was introducing us to the Star Wars lineup.
She introduced us to people who were talking about Star Wars. That's what she introduced us to.
She was so awkward on stage. It looks like she... You know what's crazy? That I've seen her on Ubisoft's E3s, and she's been more fluid and can actually speak and everything. And it seems like ever since Gamergate, and she kind of got painted in a negative image, she's kind of lost that kind of like...
Well, we'll just chalk it up to PTSD. Like,
but it was so weird because she was so robotic in the presentation of a video package for many games.
You know what, man? I kind of feel like the EA conference overall was rushed. Like they just were like, fuck it, we got to get something out. Like we do conferences, we have to show some shit. That Star Wars thing was very disappointing.
Yep. So
and a lot of the news that they spoke about was all like to be continued through E3.
It was stuff essentially already everything confirmed.
Yeah,
that's what really chapped my ass was like, okay, you said at the beginning of the conference, and it's well known that Amy Hennig's working on a third person action adventure Star Wars game.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, so everybody knows it. It's been touted a million times. You had nothing to show. Or even have Amy Hennig herself come up like, here's some artwork from this.
Yeah, like we just wanted to discuss what project we're working on and what you'll be playing and at something. But no, we got a lot of nothing.
It was very awkward in terms of she was just there. It was just like, oh hey, cool, Amy Hennig, yes. And then it's like, what we're gonna get? We're gonna get some fucking awesome like new Jedi we're gonna meet, and he's gonna be like, burp, burp, burp. And then it was nothing. Mm-hmm. Then they were like, well, everybody across all of EA's development teams and studios are working on Star Wars projects. Whereas like Visceral's working on something, and Respawn's working on something. And oh, by the way, you got like Battlefront? Well, get ready for Battlefront. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I was like, did we just get and I made the joke earlier where it was like it's gonna be like Weezer albums where every Star Wars Battlefront game is just gonna be Star Wars Battlefront, the white title, or the blue album, or the green album.
And they kind of cucked the audience a little bit when they were like, oh, we listen to our fans and we want to give them what they want. And what did they say?
Nothing.
Yeah,
they
just
nothing.
like,
They gave
all right.
nothing. I was like,
the only thing they mentioned was
player.
the only thing they mentioned was like, so we have the new movies in the games. We're gonna be introducing that, and then that's it.
So awkward.
It was just over.
Well, if there was one bit of news that I took out of that whole Star Wars clusterfuck, was that a previous developer that's close to my heart was mentioned during that. And they have Criterion working on something for Star Wars, and I was like, oh my god, we're gonna get a combat vehicle Star Wars game. Can you imagine that shit? Just TIE Fighter. Just give me that.
Yeah.
TIE Fighters are next. Or a Rogue One
Squadron
game. Yeah.
Oh, man.
You never know. That was the interesting thing that I took away from that. I was like, whoa, wait. What's Criterion doing? Okay, let me find out.
So we had Star Wars, and then they ended the show.
Oh, wait. We skipped one major portion of the show. FIFA.
We talked about it, and we didn't want to talk about it. So
the 5-hour-long presentation on FIFA.
Oh, and bringing out the awkward manager to fucking almost start, as you put it, a soccer riot.
That's the greatest text I've ever seen. If this doesn't bring out into a soccer riot, I'm disappointed.
He's like, and of course, the greatest club of all, and someone shouts in the crowd, Man U! It's Arsenal! No, Man U! And they just start fucking going at it. But yeah, they ended the show on a high note.
If you could end this episode with the Manchester U theme song from Eurotrip. My baby takes the morning train.
So they ended the show on I'm trying to end this damn thing.
Sorry.
They ended the show on a high note, which was like kind of a flaccid high note, but still a high note.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
The Battlefield 1, not only did they show a trailer we've kind of seen before, but we also got to see a little bit of gameplay. Granted, it was pre-rendered gameplay, which kind of
That's fine, because then they showed like an hour of things afterwards. So
yeah, then they showed the Arabian Nights shit, but
that shit was dope. I sent you a text. I was like, was that a horse? And was that a Middle Eastern gentleman with a sword?
Fucking Lawrence of Arabia. But what's cool is they did kind of clarify some stuff. So Battlefield is known for vehicles. You can have like tanks. You can have smaller vehicles.
Some of those tanks were awesome that they showed during the multiplayer.
They were pretty, yeah. But not only will we have planes and we will have tanks like we're used to, but we're also going to get what they have a new class called the mega vehicles, like the mega-sized vehicles, where we're going to have airships. We're going to have giant battleships that we can summon and pilot, as well as in the Lawrence of Arabia level, the train. No, you can have a battle train.
Oh, I didn't see a battle.
So like the horses, yeah. So you ride the horses to get onto the train. So it's
boom, boom,
and also they touched on something that I'm sure some Call of Duty fans were like, whatever, I don't care. But the weather system, it's going to add a really nice new dynamic to Battlefield, because Battlefield already has large-scale maps. They already have large-scale battles. They already have battles that can change dramatically based off of who picks what and what kind of players you're going against. But to add weather, fog, and
I found our second buzzword of E3 after
weather?
Creator competition. Yeah, weather, because not only was it in that, but it was in the. We'll talk about it in the next video.
Yeah.
But so yeah, they showed that. Then they showed off the multiplayer. Also something that I got totally excited about, Red Baron fights.
Yeah.
I am
Red Baron 420, bro. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting game, but all right, my friend, let me ask you this.
I was going to... Okay.
Oh, what were you going to say?
I was going to wrap it up with
I was going to say.
Yeah.
So, if we could just give it a quick grading system, anywhere from F to A, what would you give it?
D.
D?
I'm not going to do minus or plus. It's just D.
Okay. Oh, we give him the D?
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
All right, my plus and minuses, Titanfall 2. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of the first one. I enjoyed it a lot. Criterion possibly doing something. Criterion's not going to do anything. And Battlefield 1, because I'm usually not excited about Battlefield games, but I do enjoy them. My negatives... everything else. No, the too much focus on sports games. I understand that FIFA and Madden are your two highest sports franchises, but if you're gonna do that, if you're not gonna have, as they're not doing, they don't have a booth this year at E3.
Yeah.
So my thinking is, if just take out the sports stuff, save it for whatever little shit you're doing during the week, show it off there, and that's it. Like, there's no need to kill. And then the fact that they flipped it, it was like game you might care about, game that you don't know nothing about, to sports, to something you care about, to sports, something that we're gonna tease is gonna happen. Nothing happens, and it was just like, By the end of it, I was like, I just need this shit to end.
Yeah.
And the other positive is their charity thing, whatever. But other than that, that's my thought.
I would give it a flat out F. And the reason why I'm giving it an F is because they had stuff that I was really excited for. Titanfall 2, excited for it. Battlefield 1, excited for it. There was another game they showed off too that I was like, all right, I'd be down to play it. But
what was that?
Talking. Oh, Andromeda. Right. So I was like, yeah, I'm excited about these games, and I'm glad they're focusing on those games. They want to talk about those games. But the reason why I give it an F is for the flaccid attempt that they gave.
F is for flaccid.
That they gave when it came to presenting these games. They barely touched on stuff. They pretty much told us and showed us everything we already know.
It was sort of like something that could have all been taken care of in a press release.
Yeah, this could have been taken in a freaking article. It wasn't great. It wasn't good. It wasn't like, you can't say it was good. You can't say it wasn't bad because it was terrible. Terrible way to start off the E3 stuff, and terrible way to kind of show off what EA was going to bring this year. And yeah.
So I have two questions for you, and then that's it. We'll call it a video. Firstly, do you think the reason why they moved their conference a day earlier before Bethesda was because they knew they had nothing to show off?
Yeah, definitely, most definitely. You could tell that they were scrambling.
Huh, interesting. And secondly, what do you think? No, that's it. That's all I got. That was the only question I had.
What was the question?
No, that was it. I couldn't even think of a second.
Okay.
So,
Also, fuck FIFA. No, not FIFA the game. I mean, FIFA the presentation.
FIFA is a corrupt fucking thing.
Oh, yeah,
Go
yeah.
read
No,
about it.
it's
FIFA
straight
is
up.
a corrupt organization. Anyway, for Stefan Dawkins, I'm Brendan. Like, comment, and subscribe on your thoughts. Like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below on your thoughts on the EA conference, and stay tuned for more E3 videos from the Uptownstrangers. That's it.